Welcome to the Greater Sums Pitch Deck Primer. Pitching is a concise way to share ideas and information that's relevant to a potential investor. Virtual pitches are a standard practice in business and are seen more and more often in the nonprofit sector. This video will walk you through the pitch format that the Greater Sum Foundation requests our finalists to create in order to be eligible for support. They're also generally important questions that investors will want you to be able to answer about your organization. Your pitch deck should include 11 slides: traction, overview, problem solution, business model, market size, outreach and marketing, competition, financials, team, milestones, and measurement. Each slide should be compelling and clear. Consider graphs and charts to help display your data. Pictures may help tell your story, but be careful not to drift into a storytelling format. You can find a wealth of additional information online, including templates, graphics, and even the legendary pitch decks of very successful startups like Facebook or Airbnb. Slide 1. Traction. First, don't bury the lead. Secure the audience's attention and good feelings by demonstrating that your idea already has traction. Traction is the biggest win, or the early yeses that your nonprofit has had. There are two types of early yeses: the demand side and supply side. Examples of demand-side yeses might be the number of people who have signed up for your program, the aid you have provided, or measurements of your impact. Examples of supply-side yeses would be vendors who have signed on with you, in-kind services or facilities you've secured, or partnerships with other community organizations. This is also the place to mention your fundraising efforts, famous team members, or fans of your organization. If you don't feel like you have much traction yet, talk here about the best thing your organization has going for you. Slide 2, Overview. The overview slide should describe what your company does. It will help viewers quickly understand your organization and give some context for the rest of your presentation. What do you provide? To whom? To do what? This should only take a minute to express, but you want to be as specific as possible. For example, if I tell you that the Greater Sum Foundation provides grants and volunteers to nonprofits to help them achieve their mission, you get a bit of an idea of what we do. If I tell you that the Greater Sum Foundation provides grants in the range of $10,000 to $25,000, as well as the services of volunteer subject matter experts to early-stage nonprofits to support innovation in the nonprofit sector, that's more robust, and it doesn't take much more time. Slide 3, Problem Solution. Your problem solution slide should explain the problem you're trying to solve. When designing this slide, assume that reviewers are not experts in your field. Tell us about the problem your organization was created to address. What are the root causes of the problem? How many people are affected? What's the impact? Now your solution. How do you plan to solve the problem? Why hasn't someone else solved it already? What's the most difficult part of what you're trying to do? Slide 4, Business Model. Now that reviewers understand the problem, your business model slide should have more nuts and bolts type information. State how much it costs per unit to implement your solution, whether people pay for your services, and if they do pay, describe your revenue model. Describe the impact to recipients of your program, how you fund your work, and whether your venture will become sustainable through revenue or always rely on fundraising. Slide 5, Market Size. In your market size slide, state who experiences the problem you are describing. Start big, with everyone who has this problem, and work back to the part of the market that you are addressing. This is the place to use geographic and demographic data. Be as specific as you can. For example, if you operate a program that works with homeless veterans in Miami, start with the U.S. homeless population and the percentage who are veterans. Work down to the number of chronically homeless veterans in Florida. Explain your decision to work in Miami, the number of homeless veterans you currently serve, and your capacity to expand. Slide 6, marketing and outreach. You've got a great concept. Now, what are you doing to get it in front of potential donors, volunteers, and clients? Your marketing and outreach slide should explain who's in your target market and how you reach them. State whether you get most of your support through word of mouth, social media, or events. Is this different for donors, volunteers, or clients? Is one group harder than the others to reach or recruit? What are you spending on marketing? And how does that affect the cost of operating your program? Slide 7, competition. The nonprofit sector doesn't talk about competition much, but that doesn't mean we operate in a vacuum. In this case, competition means organizations providing a similar service or product. Who is working on the same issue your organization addresses? And why is your solution different from theirs? Is anyone doing similar work in a different part of the sector? What's not self-evident about your solution that has stopped people from trying it in the past? Slide 8, financials. Your financial slide should give an overview of your current financial situation. You're going to provide a detailed cash flow statement, income statement, and balance sheet alongside this pitch deck. So don't put too much detail on the slide. Focus on current assets, donations raised to date or annually, and operational costs. Please illuminate the difference between your fixed costs, those that you have to pay regardless of how much business you do, and your variable costs. Those are costs that you will add or increase as you increase your volume of work. Slide 9, team. Your team slide should convey who the key people are in the organization of your nonprofit. What are their backgrounds, and why is that relevant to your venture? Why you? Why are you the best leader and spokesperson for this team? Who's on your board of directors? Are there additional experts serving in an advisory capacity? Do you have significant donors already on board? Slide 10, milestones. Milestones are the measurable steps you're going to take to achieve your goals. Incorporate information about sources of funds and how you're going to use those funds. Milestones are typically displayed as a timeline. What will be the first thing you do once you get funding? What are your next major steps? Slide 11, measurement. Your final slide shows how you plan to measure results. How will you measure your impact and perceive success or failure? You might measure impact in terms of how many lives your program affected, how many people received your services, or how your clients are faring after your intervention. You might measure impact in terms of how many lives your program affected, how many people received services, or how clients are faring after your intervention. You may also add in a financial measurement of success or failure. The more detail you include here, the better a potential funder will understand the impact you're trying to make and whether investing in your venture is a wise investment. We hope that the pitch deck you develop ends up being a useful product that helps you raise funds and support for your nonprofit. We look forward to seeing it.